This is the men's room.
Get it, man, and get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
You're listening to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
We say hello and good morning to our friends at 94.7 KZND Pure Rock in Anchorage. We got to get back up there and get to Bernie's Bungalow and have a few more adult-style beverages. 96.9 The Fox in Appleton, Wisconsin, joining us now, and Rock 100.5 The Cat, the legendary rock station in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Big show for you today. Bad jokes on the way. Ted versus the FCC. Our question, whether from you or someone else, what is your epic fart story? Are you ready to let this thing rip?
All right. I've never done it with my beard, but I should be okay.
Okay. All right. Wait. Hold on.
Pressure now.
Oh, yeah. It's fart noises that you can make that aren't actually farts.
Yeah, the beard kind of bubbles.
The beard killed it.
It does.
Damn.
It does.
You need to ooh.
I got to shave my beard off just to make fart noises?
Yeah, man.
Apparently.
It never gets old. And I'm telling you,
No, it's gone.
Wow.
you can't make any fart noises.
No. I mean, not anymore, I guess.
I tried squeaking with my ears, all right?
What do you mean?
This is where I'm going to put my palms against my ears and squeeze.
Okay.
And I believe I can still kind of make a fart noise. All right, hold on.
That doesn't sound like a fart. That sounds like sex without lube.
It does. Well, it depends where it is. No, I've lost the fart ability.
Yeah,
Still do the squeaks, though.
No more ear farts.
That hurts, too, man.
Yeah, that looked
I mean, that
terrible.
freaking hurt.
I don't know why. I wish we could just see you squeezing your ears together.
Ted, I will say this. At the moment I glanced over at you, I'm like, I must look really stupid. I think I want to stop. Mm-hmm. Hello, Joe. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So when I was a freshman in high school, we had this thing called silent sustained reading. I'm sure you guys probably had something similar.
No freaking
Everyone
idea
sits
what
down,
that is.
Everyone reads. It's quiet. I took it as silent sustained sleeping. So I would always lean forward in that plastic chair with a hole in the back of it, lean my head down on my folded arms on the desk, and I'd fall asleep. One day while I was in my nap after lunch in the classroom, I heard the loudest fart you have ever heard, and this thing went on for like 5 Mississippis, and it sounded like someone was clapping really fast, and at the very end, this thing got super high-pitched, and I remember it waking me up from a dead sleep. And as I looked around to see who did this, I noticed everyone in the classroom was looking at me. And as I looked over at my best friend, he had looked like I had just murdered someone. And I realized that I was the one who farted and woke myself up from a dead sleep.
And didn't even know it was yours.
Didn't even know it was mine. I mean, my mind couldn't even comprehend that something like that came from my body.
I can't remember what we did or what we got involved in, but it seemed like an earlier day of drinking at one point in time. And one of Ted's friends was in town, and he's going to just take a power nap for whatever reason, and just kind of.
He was drunk.
Yeah,
we were all drunk. I mean,
no, but he passed out like piss drunk, passed out.
But it's afternoon. Like, we've been drinking all day or whatever
Sure.
the deal was. It wasn't late at night or anything like that. I want to say that, the sun was still up, kind of a thing. And Ted's on the couch, and he falls asleep, and Ted farts, and literally from the time that it exited, I mean, just a millisecond, he snaps up and goes, "Oh, God!" I mean, it woke him up out of a dead sleep.
He woke up like this. All right, now keep in mind.
Yeah, Thrill, remember, like,
The dude is dead asleep. Ted farted. That was a bad fart. And you're right, Miles. Like, the amount of time it took from the time it exited Ted's body and apparently hit this guy's nostrils is 1 billionth of 1 second. But out of a dead sleep, he wakes up going, what is that? Like, Ted farted, man. Mm-hmm. Ted farted. That is a Ted fart.
Yeah. Yep.
But we've all woken ourselves up. Not even necessarily the sound of a fart, but like, you fart in your sleep, maybe it's a quiet one, and you're kind of dreaming, but even in your dream, everything becomes contaminated with the stink. Mm-hmm. And then you slowly wake up and realize, oh my God, this thing is under the covers with me.
Right.
It is that bad, man.
At one point in time, my wife is one of those people that she likes to go to the spa every once in a while if there's one available.
All right.
I'm not exactly sure what goes on in the spa, massage, whatever the deal is. Either way, I agree to go with her to the spa. We're on a weekend away. I'm like, all right, I'll go do this. And it was kind of weird. It was like, you're outside jumping into cold pools and all this weird
Spas
stuff.
are great.
Yeah, it was a different experience for me. And then we, for whatever reason, she said, why don't we get a group massage?
What is it? How many other people?
Well, just
are you
me
in
and
a
her.
room?
So
Okay,
it's like
all right,
there's two of us, there's two tables, and there's two masseuses in there, right? So we're both on a table. We both get somebody. They start. Man, I don't know what it is about. I know you're a big fan of massages.
Oh, they feel very good.
I don't think I've ever had a really good one.
How have you not had
You know
a
what
good
I'm saying?
massage?
Like a really, really good one where I'm like, all right. Like it's just, I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, somebody in that room, there's four of us. Somebody farted. Okay.
It wasn't you, though.
It wasn't me. No, it wasn't me. And I looked over at my wife, and I had this look on my face like, did you fart, man? And I knew it wasn't her because nothing this bad has ever,
She wants you to believe that.
yeah, right. And so, okay, so it's there for a while. So at the end of it, now we're trying to figure out which one of these two people who were massaging us farted. Because,
Who do you think it was, if you had to guess?
Okay, all right, we thought this through. The woman who was massaging her was very earthy looking.
It was her.
And she looked like a yoga type woman.
It was her.
Okay? Now, the guy who was massaging me, he looked like Chet.
Right.
He was all
Hey,
jacked
bro.
up. So it could be protein shake. It could have been vegetable diet, raw vegetables, protein shake. We couldn't figure it out.
I'm saying earthy chick 100%. If it smelled that bad, I'm going earthy chick.
I'm saying it's whoever you didn't think it was.
Okay.
Because we always talk about on the planes, right? Like you can get away with it if you're sitting next to an older dude or a fatter dude.
Fatter dude, older dude, or little kid, sure.
Right. So everything you've said so
'Cause as a
far,
grown man,
you narrowed it
that's
down
actually-
to those two. It's probably like the tiny little woman that was getting a massage next to you.
Okay.
I'm saying
Yeah.
earthy woman.
All right. Have you ever heard anyone fart while you were in yoga?
Yeah.
To me,
Does it happen a lot?
To
I
me,
would-
that would
You
be
just
the-
don't acknowledge it.
You don't.
And they
So-
don't acknowledge, but I would just think with all the stretches and the
Right.
frequency you're changing poses and you're pulling on these different things, I would just think people would slip a lot,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong. Every time I've been, that's been my understanding. It's like you just don't mention it and just don't let out a really stinky one.
Okay.
Well, you can't control
I know
the
that's what I'm
stink.
saying. If it's coming out, it's coming out. What
I
are
mean, you
gonna do?
don't know. You don't know if it's going to be that bad,
I will fart
man.
one, but this one will not be stinky.
Right,
Like,
you can do that.
I do it all the time.
Right.
Don't you think you know sometimes?
if I've
based
had a little
on-
warning.
If you're based on how your stomach look, how do you say this? There's times where your stomach feels a way where you know fully that every fart, it doesn't matter if it goes that long,
Yeah.
and it is a nuclear explosion of stink, right? You've contaminated everything, but you don't always know because sometimes you think, you know what, man, it's just gonna be a quick squeaker, no big deal, and you go, oh my God, I cannot believe how bad this smells, and the sheer volume of it, the thickness of it. The thing that pisses me off, I take taxis a lot, man. And if you're a cab driver, just understand. If it's you and me, I know I didn't fart. You know what I mean? I try not to fart in your cab, dude, because I know you know it's going to be me. But it's the same thing. And multiple times, you're sitting in the cab, and it's like, okay, one of us farted, and we both know it wasn't me.
Right.
It only leaves you, and they never acknowledge it. They not like a, hey, sorry, man, I just slipped one out. Like, you can't sneak a fart in a car, man, when there's only two people. I know it was you. And then you know that I know it was you. And then the weird thing is, I always try to make eye contact through the review mirror just to let them know. But you realize in that one moment, they will never look in the review mirror. Until the smell of that fart is gone, they will not look in the review mirror because they
they'll
know
talk to you.
They're going to meet you out. Right. The conversation goes away. They turn up the radio. Like, come on, man. You gotta
Whether
know.
from you or someone else, what is your epic fart story? 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Tony. Welcome to the men's room.
Liquor and whores.
Liquor and whores.
Hey, real quick, I'd like to give a shout out to my friend Johnny who's listening to the program right now.
Okay.
All right, fellas, so I got going for you. So I was at work. Stomach wasn't feeling too good. And so I left work a little early, went back to my mom's house when I was living there at the time. And I was turning this corner, and I remember the exact moment when it happened. And I had farted. And then all of a sudden I leaned a little bit to my left, and it wasn't just a fart, man. It was, the shot duck fart? It felt as wet as that.
Ah.
And so all the way into my mom's house, I was doing the, waddle reaching my crotch and like waddling into my mom's. And she's like, "What happened?" I was like, "Well, I'm not too sure what exactly happened, but I lost the 50-50, man. I gambled and I lost it."
How old are you?
I'm 25.
This is the first of many occasions. This is the beginning
100%.
of a long story.
Sort of. I feel like it's this. You will gamble less, but when you do, even though you'll gamble less frequently, the frequency that you lose goes up. So maybe you gamble 1 out of 10 times before, you'll cut it back to 1 out of 50, but 1 out of 100 times, it's going to have some follow through.
Yeah, man, I just lost him. You know, what can I say? I went gambling and lost. That's the way she goes.
Hey, man, we all understand. We understand. It's how life works out. You know, I just feel like, you know, one of the things when I was growing up, they always told you, but the amazing human body does all these wonderful things for you. You know, if you get sick, it's because your body's fighting something that's invaded you. You know, you'll get a scab so that your skin can heal up. All of these things are to benefit you, or so they say. And you would just think one of the really small things your body could do for you is if you believe you have to fart, but there's more to it than that your body gives you some kind of signal like, no, I'm just letting you know, go to the bathroom. Don't actually release this because there's more to it. And I just feel like our body lets us down. And then the flip side of this is we've done shows where I'm just holding my gut and I tell man, I've got to go to the bathroom. You go into the bathroom and you fart your ass off and there's nothing else. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, dude, if I had known it was just a fart, I would have just farted. Instead, I'm holding this thing, I'm going to poop. My guts hurt and I go in there, there's all this noise and nothing. And again, like, how does your body not let you know exactly what it is that it needs to do? I don't know. That just bugs me. Like, really, man? You can't give me a sign.
I'm with you,
this
dude.
universal thing that says it's just.
If you're
fart.
sick, man, I think,
don't gamble.
Yeah, I think that's a bad situation.
Don't gamble, man.
No, that's not a good time. Whether from you or someone else, what is your epic fought story? 844-999. Ola, hold the line. More of your calls coming up. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
We return to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Coming up, the exciting return of Ted versus the FCC. Hang on for that. Our question, whether from you or someone else, what is your epic fart story? 844-999. Ola.
Couple of comments come in. It says, oh, yes. The giant rumbling church fart on the wooden pew at Easter Sunday Mass. The wooden pew carries a great bass tone under the giant rumbling fart.
You got to be careful where you are when you do that.
What do you mean?
I mean, you can feel it.
Oh, yeah. I mean other
like,
people.
Okay, like, yeah, you might not be aware of it, but there's certain seats that are more bench-like than others.
You ever fart on a bus stop bench, and then the person
Exactly, that's what I mean.
The person next to you looks at you because they felt the seismic vibration.
You can feel it, right?
You know when someone's farted. Let's see. My friend grabbed his dog's head and shoved it under his lap and farted very loud for about a minute straight. The dog came out with a goofy grin. Listen, man, your ass is already like the perfume counter at Macy's to a dog. So farting on a dog basically is like giving it a spritz of perfume. It does not care. Mm-hmm. I once cleared an outdoor volleyball court with a fart. Everyone got a smell and ran off. I laughed so hard that I cried. Ah, memories. Hello, Andrew. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola.
Hola.
How you guys doing?
Good, Andrew. How are you?
All right. Hey, I knew this topic would come up one of these days, so I'm glad I got to call in.
Yeah, we've never done this one before.
No? I can't imagine.
No.
So anyway, I was deployed one time, and I worked all day and part of the night, and I skipped dinner on the way home, and I went straight to bed. And then I woke up in the middle of the night, and I was really hungry, but I didn't feel like going to the dining hall. So there was one of those care packages next to my bunk, and there was jelly beans and Slim Jims in there. So that's what I had. And the combination of those two must have turned into a culinary nightmare or something like that, because an hour later I woke up, and I swear it lasted 10 seconds. I couldn't believe my sphincter stayed open that long. It was amazing.
Did anyone smell it besides you?
I was the only one who smelled it, but the guy in the next room heard it. He couldn't believe it either.
Don't they? Wasn't there kind of? I think there was a warning at one point in time on not only gummy bears but jelly beans.
Makes you fart.
If it
really?
was no calories or no sugar, or like everybody said, like there are reviews. I want to say it's either Amazon.com.
No, do you know about the sugar-free gummy bears?
Gummy bears, but they also put a warning on their jelly beans.
Yeah.
So I guess they're pretty close, but whatever they're putting in there that the sugar-free element is...
I just remember the gummy bears, like all the things are just like, I mean, it's back to like the leakage stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
You're gonna really,
But I don't think they changed anything. I just think they still
you
sell
need
them the
is a
same way.
warning.
But they don't even put a warning on the label. Like, you either know or you don't.
Well,
I just
you'll
think
find out.
But look how bad that sucks for you, right? Like whether you got diabetes or something, you're already eating sugar-free candy.
Right.
And now it gives you the runs. Damn.
You don't find anything funny about that? Maybe it should just say warning. Just say warning.
I don't
have a
know.
question
I'm just
mark.
saying, like you're already taking an L. You're eating sugar-free candy,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Now it's probably getting you by, but we all know you want real candy.
Of course you do.
And
That's why you're eating the fake candy.
You're eating fake candy that gives you diarrhea. Like that just is horrible.
That is kind of weird, man. Because I thought for sure it'd be the Slim Jims. Not the Slim Jims give me farts, but you would just think if you said jelly beans or Slim Jims, which one of these do you think is more likely to give you gas? I would take Slim Jims all day, right? But
Yeah.
instead, it's the jelly beans. You would think jelly beans you're safe.
I think sometimes it's just a combination of eating weird stuff too. Like you haven't eaten all day, and then he just threw in Slim Jims and jelly beans.
Right. Yeah,
time.
I'd say it like that.
Whether from you or someone else, what is your epic fart story? 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Key-Jake? K-Jake?
And he's gone.
You waited that long on
Way to
hold.
get his name right there.
And you're gone.
Yeah, well, you can do. Hello, Dave. Welcome to the men's room.
Bitches.
Hola.
How you doing, gentlemen?
Good. How are
well.
you, sir?
Quite well.
Okay.
So a few years ago, my wife and I were flying back down to the Bay Area to visit family, and we were in San Francisco in the Columbus district, and there's one of our favorite restaurants there called the Stinking Rose, which features garlic.
You know what, man? I think I know that joint. Yeah.
Okay. So at any rate, we were there. We got a window seat, and ironically, as we're eating the appetizers, the bread with the roasted garlic and olive oil, and we're just lathering all this garlic all over everything, this car catches on fire right on the street. So they move us out of that seat into another seat, and we start all over again with new appetizers.
All right.
And then we had the garlic meatloaf that they have there, which is phenomenal. But anyway, we go back to the hotel that night, and I got kicked out of bed.
You got kicked out of bed.
It was that bad.
I was a hovercraft, man. I swear to God. No, they had two queen beds in the room, and my wife was just like, "I'm sorry, dude, you got to go."
And she didn't fart at all. It was just all you.
Well, I wasn't aware of it because I was too damn busy. It reeked.
How long did it last?
All night.
All night.
I mean, it was like hours. It was just like every 5 minutes. It was like, just letting loose. And,
But
yeah.
she could still probably smell it, even if you're just one bed over. I mean, like, right, the proximity isn't nearly what it was, but
you still feel
garlic,
better.
With garlic, too,
Yeah,
man. It's
but
not just about farting. It just oozes out of people. Right?
No, but it's also the fact that if you're in the same bed, you're under the same covers.
Yeah, and that's the difference, right? I mean, like, you can smell someone's fart, but you would be angry if they farted in your pants, right? I mean, that's pretty much how that works.
Right.
Like, at least fart, like, I smell your fart, but you don't need to physically be right next to me.
Plus, I just Googled the restaurant he's talking about. Like, garlic is their thing.
It is a great place, man. I mean, what else did you eat while you were
It's
there?
phenomenal. No, it's phenomenal. It's a great restaurant.
Would you go back? If your wife were with you, would you go back? Because obviously she's going to have something to say about it.
No, well, it was her idea. No, if we go back, we'd go back. I mean, I love it. I mean, it's a great restaurant. But, I'd probably take a little more, say, precaution.
Now, do you think it's just garlic? I mean, is garlic what's doing it to you?
I would imagine. I mean, I do a lot of the cooking at home and everything. And it's like last night I did a pork loin last night on the barbecue, and I've covered it in garlic.
But it didn't make you fart. But
no, not
just
like
the
that.
stinky rose. Well, it is a stinky rose, dude.
maybe that's why it's in the name. Like,
I mean, my God.
our garlic's a little different.
I feel like, honestly, with garlic, I feel like it's just the amount. Because, like, you can eat stuff that has, like, he's talking about, like, a pork loin or whatever, that has garlic in it, and it's good. But then, if somebody you're dating or married to eats garlic fries, they're going to smell like garlic the entire night.
The entire night.
Yeah.
Well, there's also the thing about whether or not you have like, you open up a jar and it's that minced garlic that you buy at the grocery store.
Yeah, that stuff you'll reek forever, for sure.
As opposed to an actual clove of fresh garlic.
Why do you think that is?
Well, the other stuff's sitting in juice.
I don't know if it's because of the concentration or what, or the processing of it being in a jar. Now it's been sitting on the shelf.
Well, think about anything, man.
For months, but fresh garlic.
If you cut something open, you release whatever the smell is, right? So you mince all this garlic, and then you put it in this airtight container. God knows how long that is on the shelf. So by the time you open it, it is as concentrated as it's going to be. But the thing is, I use garlic in pretty much everything I cook as well. But I notice even the next day, I'll hop in the shower, and I don't know if it's the oils from the garlic, but as I'm soaping up, most showers smell great based on whatever soap you use, shampoo. But it's the smell of my soap and clearly the smell of garlic, and it's horrible that time.
Huh.
Well, yeah, and as you mentioned earlier, or I think Ted did, but a fart in the shower is the worst thing ever. It's just like...
No, the hot tub. I'm telling you, man... Because it should be able to leave because you're outside, but it's not. It's just,
rolling in the steam, man.
It's rolling in the steam.
The same thing.
It's loving it, man. It's
God!
I think the difference in the shower is when you take a shower, you have consciously blocked off the escape route, whether it's a shower curtain or if you have like a glass door. But it just doesn't have anywhere to go. It's not like the fart wants to hang out with you, but you have trapped it in there. It's in the steam, and then you put up the shower curtain. So you're just frothing and fart, man,
in the heat. Whether from you or someone else, what is your epic fart story? 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Wes. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Yeah, I think Mike kind of labeled it as a gamble and lost, but this was more of I thought it was going to be an epic one because I already done my business. I woke up early this morning to go snowboarding, took care of my business, had a nice healthy one, started eating my toast and boiled egg.
Ooh.
Thought I was going to, it just was a loud pop. And the next thing I know, I felt something fall down to my leg.
Oh, damn. No way.
Usually it's just like a spritz, man, not a full-on piece of pudding,
It was it was about the size of a marshmallow.
God. Why do you think that one stayed behind? You know what I mean? Like you said, you went to the bathroom, you did what you're supposed to do, you handled your business, and I agree with you. You would like to think that you and your body agree, like, okay, we got nothing left to do.
I get up at the same time every day. I do my same business every day. It's like routine, but I think the only thing I did yesterday was I had some fried chicken instead of baked. I don't know if it was the oil or what, but it was like a pop, and then the next thing you know, I felt something hit down by my ankles because I had my snowboarding gear on.
Oh,
I think in snowboarding gear, man, when you're in that, there's no place for it to come out. Try using the bathroom.
That's what I mean.
If you're up on the mountain, it takes you forever to unzip all that crap. Get in.
That's why I was trying to take care. I was like, I'm all right. I'm good.
How long did it take you to get out of your gear to get rid of the marshmallow?
It took me about 5 minutes.
That's problem too. Is you got to get out all that gear, and then you're sitting on the toilet like sweating because you still got on like tights and stuff. Like pooping on the mountain is not fun.
No, we've heard the calls.
The mountain is not fun.
We've heard the calls about the wetsuit fart and how detrimental that is. You know what I mean? Especially if you're.
But what are you going to do, man?
You can't do anything.
Pressure messing with it. Now, my one thing is like how long people will hold a fart. People have held a fart during sex and all this, but as far as I know. The person who's held the fart the longest, I believe, is you, Ted. You said you were on a flight from wherever to where, but you held it. You
Salt Lake City.
You held it the entire. Why did you hold the fart?
Because I thought it was going to be horrible.
I'm sure it was, but why didn't you just go to the bathroom or something?
Because when you get up and go to the bathroom to get rid of the fart, then you don't have to fart.
Oh, you sound like as soon as you stand up to do it, it's like, it's like...
Yeah, it's like when you go, like you were saying earlier, when you go in the bathroom and it feels like it's going to be a big poo and it's just sound and fury.
Uh-huh.
Like, sometimes I swear to God on planes, like, there's nothing more I want to do than fart. So finally I'll go, all right, I'm going to go to the bathroom, just fart it out. And then I'm like, Now I'm just a guy standing in this bathroom.
Doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah. And then you got to like fake wash your hands.
I know right. You get the water going, but your hands aren't getting wet.
Right.
And the thing is, I know the pressure on the plane affects a lot of people, and it makes you have to fart. And we've said this a million times, but it's true, man. Whenever your flight lands wherever, there's always the exodus to the bathroom for obvious reasons. And I don't know if it's true of women's bathrooms, but certainly for guys, 50% of the guys that walk into the men's bathroom after a flight, they don't go to the bathroom. They just go in there to cut loose these monstrous farts from all that weird pressure, and then they walk right back out.
Yeah, right.
But it's like a weird game because people are looking at you like, well, I thought you had to go to the bathroom. You're like, yeah. They're like, you were in there for 8 seconds. Like, all right, look, man, I don't feel like talking about it. I just had to blow out a fart. I've been holding this bad boy. It hurts. It sucks. It's no
also,
good.
when you don't use the bathroom, it seems like your body builds up a lot of gas. So anytime you're camping, anytime you're out where you haven't been able to use the bathroom, I mean, some of the worst farts that I remember were just growing up, and I basically lived in a tent for the summers when I was working at a camp, and my bunkmate, man, I mean, it was just...
Who had the top bunk?
Well, we were side by side.
Oh, side by side.
Side by side. And we were like in army tents. There's vents on the, the ground is the ground.
Sure.
So in these tents, it's more like just two poles, and then you have your sides in a triangle top, right? So theoretically, you can open up both ends. You can walk into these tents.
Yeah, okay.
But that did not stop the stink, man. I mean, we would just absolutely kill each other. And that was the whole point. I mean, because you're out in the woods, you don't really want to go to the bathroom.
Nobody wants to.
You go when you really have to go.
Right, the point that your body says, I'm going to cripple you if you don't handle your business.
Here's one thing inherently true about where we were and what we were doing. Any time that you went to the bathroom, you were going to get bitten by about 12 mosquitoes. So by the time you sat down, it's a damp area. It's wet in there. You know what I mean? Like, you are going to get lit up. Your ass is going to catch on fire. It's going to be lit up. So we would avoid going as much as we can. And we would go in there and try to burn them out with aerosol, with deodorant.
But as soon as you're done, they're back, man.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as that flame goes away, they're like game on. Didn't you say you tried to climb what? Mount Rainier. You guys end up like this massive blizzard hits. It's you and 8 other guys, 10 other guys.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're in this little shelter, but the thing that you eat to
the first
sustain
night
everyone
is bean burritos.
Is bean burritos. And it's nothing but dude. How bad was that?
It was pretty bad.
But who's the guy that fires the opening shot? 'Cause like anything, everyone's holding it because you don't want to be that guy.
Basically, the first person to fall asleep.
Oh, no.
So at night,
right.
man, I mean, like, just like anything else. I mean,
sounds like crickets.
Your conscience is really there as far as stopping a fart coming out. The whole night was just blowing it up. I mean, it was bad.
Yeah, night farts are scary.
It was bad. What, whether from you or someone else, what is your epic fart story? 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Jesse. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola!
Hola!
Oh my gosh, this is the first time I've been on any radio show ever.
Well, I'm glad we could bring your farty butt to the radio.
Yeah. Okay, so my fart story has to do with me getting a Brazilian wax.
Oh, no.
All right.
Oh, no.
So it was my first time ever getting a Brazilian, and it was sugaring, which is a little bit different. They need your skin really dry, so they use baby powder on your skin first.
This is good. So the baby flowers were going to be flying, like, you know what I mean? So she's doing her business, and she has me roll over onto my side so that she can get my backside. And as I roll over, I feel this fart coming. But I think to myself, like, you got this. Just, you can totally
You
hold
got this,
shit.
girl. You got it.
Yeah. So, but then I'm so curious. So I'm laying there, and I just had to ask her. I said, so has anybody ever, farted on you while doing this? And she says, no. Right when she says no, I laughed and farted. And so I'm laying there.
I know, it's like,
anybody ever done this?
Here, because I'm going to be the first.
I mean, it sounds like you just called your shot and they were really mean to this lady.
I mean, did she think you did this on purpose at that point?
No, she didn't. I was so grateful that she was laughing along with me because, and then after a while of laughing, she goes, no, you don't understand. Powder went everywhere.
Yeah.
That's like fart evidence.
It's like where you find out on a worm where the head and tail is. You dip it in flour and wait for it to fart.
Or it's like blowing on a dandelion, when it dries out. Just poof.
Do you still sugar the whole kit and caboodle back there?
Oh, well, yeah, sometimes I didn't go back there, though, for at least a year.
Real? Because you farted on her for real?
You asked her if anybody had farted on her. You promptly farted on her.
And blew
and then
powder
you
on her.
didn't patronize her business for a year?
You owed her.
Jeez.
Now, I got to ask you. Now, do you do this because you like it, or do you do this because it's requested?
Oh, total change of subject. Now, I do it because I feel more comfortable.
Okay.
But what
That's I wanted to
exactly?
know.
Look, man, I don't know the difference between sugaring and waxing, other than I know what waxing is. I've heard the term sugaring, but I don't. What is the difference? What are they doing?
So, like I said, you need baby powder with the sugaring because your skin is dry.
Okay.
And it's like a big ball of really sticky substance that they just spread over your skin. As
And it pulls the
opposed to-
hair out when it rolls over?
Yeah, actually, sometimes, but then they still have to yank it off, kind of like wax.
But the sugaring, is it that the effects last longer? Is that the point of it?
It supposedly helps with ingrown hairs more.
Okay.
I'm assuming that you need to grow this out before that you're able to grab a hold, if that makes sense, right?
Correct. Yes, correct.
Okay. So what is, like, how many weeks or months of growth would you
need
put
before
forward
you
before
go
you go
in?
in there?
Yeah.
Right.
About a month.
All right. And that's the whole deal? You got to do that for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
All
mean,
right.
if you're going to get, if it's going to work, you have to grow it out at least a month.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I understand, man. You know, I used to have an afro. I just want you to realize the first time you ever called a radio show is to share the story when you farted powder on another human being.
It's incredible. I couldn't be more proud of myself.
You should be, because look, I'm a big farter. I love farting. I think farting's funny, but the one thing I can say I've never done, I've never blown powder. You know what I mean? Like, I've never had like powder shoot out of my backside.
All right,
and spray another human being.
But you know what? I would be willing to take some talcum powder and put it back there and then fart to see what happens.
I would absolutely, and I'm thinking, Robin, you like to bake. I would sit in a bowl of your flour and see what you
Sit in a bowl of your flour
and see if I can blow some over the edge. Right? Would that be like science fair stuff?
I think it'd be a very specific fetish.
Like a dust volcano?
You
baking fetish.
You sit on a coffee table, a glass coffee table, with flour on it. And then someone's underneath there just watching you.
Look, if that's what you like to do and someone enjoys watching it, you are made for each other.
We call it carbohydrates play.
Whether from you or someone else, what is your epic fart story? 844-999-OLA. Hold the line. More of your calls on the way. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
Hola, bitches. You're listening to the Men's Room.
Bad jokes coming up. You can email the bad jokes to the men's room at mensroomlive.com. We'll get those bad jokes going right before we drink a toast with a shot of the day. Our question today, whether from you or someone else, what is your epic fart story? 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Danny. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, bicholas.
Hola!
Hey, this is cool. It's the first time I've ever called in.
All right. Well, hopefully it's as epic as the last call with a Brazilian fart.
Blowing baby powder on
no
someone.
No farting baby powder.
What is yours involved?
I've got two quick ones. They're both my mother.
So, she sounds like a lovely woman. I speak for all of us.
She's kind of infamous in my family for this.
Uh-oh.
She once dropped a bomb, and it was a perfect impersonation of Chewbacca. Just straight up. Yeah. It's been 15 years, and we still talk about it.
Do you, go to the Star Wars movies, and every time they show Chewie, you're like, this sounds weird, I'm thinking of my mom farting.
Yeah, exactly. Second one, my dad was eating a tuna casserole, and she let one rip in front of him, and it was so bad that to this day he cannot eat tuna casserole.
That's not a bad thing. That is not a bad thing.
But wait, he won't eat it because if he sees it, he thinks of this fart.
It was so horrendous, and the memory just stuck with him so hard that he cannot eat tuna casserole.
Were you there when your mom farted and ruined his tuna casserole?
I was there, but luckily I was in another room.
Ah, okay.
And I guess they're happily married.
Oh, yeah, for 30 years now.
Okay. What is the, look, what is the What is the time period where you can fart if you're in the dating world? How long do you get?
I'd say second date.
I let it rip right away.
Because everybody's lying on the first date anyway. So by the second one, like, look, man.
Yeah, but you're trying to impress someone.
Yeah, I'm going a couple of months at least.
Months?
Oh, yeah.
You try. I mean, I would think.
I mean, look, I'm going to fart, but I'm going to be very nice and try to do certain things. Like, it's not a big trick. I just usually try to open the slider and put my butt kind of out the window.
Subtle.
That's probably not the most subtle thing.
Subtle.
Yeah.
What you doing? You're just hanging your ass
You hang
outdoors.
your ass out the slide,
but still
carrying
carrying a conversation.
You've done that before?
You might as well just fart, man.
Do they not know?
You know, sometimes they ask, and I go, "What? Don't ask."
Well, you're farting right in front of them with the slider open.
But I'm
You
trying
get up
to
and walk to a slider, open the door, put your ass
Right
outside.
like this. Just gotta keep talking. Shocker that I'm single.
Damn,
Whether
man.
from you or someone else, what is your epic fart story? 844-999-OLA. More your calls coming up here in seconds.
Hola! The shenanigans continue on the Men's Room Radio Network.